Here's the truth. Most investors are going to miss this wealth transfer just like they missed the last one. They are scared, confused, and waiting on the sideline, while opportunity is quietly changing hands. Meanwhile, the ones who understand what's happening, they're buying cash flow properties from distressed sellers. There's a massive wealth transfer happening right now, and most people will not even see it until it's over. But the ones that do, they're setting themselves up for generational wealth. So the question is, are you positioned to take advantage of it? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch it pass by? This is not hype. My company will do over $500 million in acquisitions, development, construction, and recaps by the middle of 2025. We are at a very unique moment in the real estate cycle. Interest rates have more than doubled in the last 2 years. Debt is expensive, cash flow is down for most people, and the economy is slowing down. Operators and investors are feeling the pain big time. Right now, floating rate is resetting, loan maturities are happening, cash flow is negative, values are down, and lenders are taking back properties. Expenses are up, especially insurance rates, property taxes, utilities, labor costs, and of course, all these tariffs just throw another wrench in the whole equation. Rent growth is slowing down and will continue to slow down in many, many markets. We are seeing as high as 4 months free on a 12-month lease in some markets. So concessions are here now, which basically means rents are down. This is all a result of the supply that was started in 21 and 22, which is now hitting the markets today. And lenders, they're definitely not as friendly as they were just 2 years ago. So we're already seeing all these things. Properties are coming to the market not because owners want to sell, because they have to sell. And new money is coming into the game and diluting both general partners and limited partners and saving some of these properties from foreclosure at the lender. This is where the wealth transfer begins. It's quiet and it's uncomfortable, but it always catches people off guard. But for those who are ready and see it, it's also the biggest opportunity. So now let me give you some context from my own personal experience. I lived through this exact cycle in 2008. Many things are different from 2008, but many things are the same. Everyone was chasing appreciation. People were over-leveraging deals based on unrealistic pro formas, bad numbers, and cheap debt. Then 2009 hit. The banks pulled back, values dropped, and all of a sudden deals were trading at 60 cents on the dollar. That's when I made some of the best acquisitions of my life. Not because I was smarter than anyone else, but because I stayed disciplined. I bought on cash flows, I kept reserves, and I fixed my debt. I did not chase the hype. And when things started falling apart, that's when I started to buy. And that's what I mean by wealth transfer. Assets moved from people that speculated to people that are prepared. And the same thing is happening today. So as our dollar got weaker, like it is today, I went up to Canada and we started raising money precisely because I knew that the foreign currencies would rise against a weak U.S. currency. So all the money that I used to buy properties in 2009, 10, 11, and 12 was Canadian retirement money because the U.S. was on sale from their perspective. As the Canadian dollar got stronger during that period of time, but the U.S. dollar and the Canadian dollar hit parity for the first time since 1976 in September of 2007. When that happened, the Canadian citizens said, oh my gosh, the U.S. is on sale. At the same time, we were having the great financial crisis. The Canadian economy was super strong and their dollar was getting stronger. And that's when I went to Canada and raised money to buy many, many projects in Texas. While most investors and most banks in the U.S. were pulling back, I was raising capital in a foreign country to buy distressed U.S. real estate. Very similar to what's happening today. The people that win in markets like this are the ones that are prepared and are underwriting properties correctly. They're underwriting real expenses with real debt and real rent growth at today's numbers, not based on tomorrow's value add. The property is a cash flow today, and you should not be buying based on a capital gain strategy. If you buy it on a capital gain strategy, you're gambling and you're banking on the market going up, when what you need is today's strategy on what the property is operating today, and then you have a forced equity strategy based on what the current ownership isn't doing today, not based on what the market might do. Now you're probably thinking, Ken, I don't have $10 million to go buy an apartment community. That's fine. You don't need to, just like I didn't have in 2008. You just need to understand how to get the money. Most investors invest very simply. They see the problem just like you, so they're investing really in you or your team to solve the problem and create value. Together, you win and they win. There are partnerships, syndications, joint ventures. You just need to understand how they work, who you should partner with, and how you underwrite deals. And that's exactly the importance about going to conferences like the Limitless Expo. You need to get around the right people. So if I was starting from scratch in this market, here's exactly what I would do. I would master the fundamentals. I would learn how to underwrite a property correctly. Because a lot of the people right now that raised a bunch of money, they just turned it over to somebody else. They don't know even how to manage a property manager. They don't even know how to pick the right partner. Those are key risks that they ignored when they just started raising money. You need to know your local market data. Submarkets and markets change from year to year, and it's important that you understand from a granular perspective what is going on in every single submarket. Rents go up and down, expenses go up and down, zoning changes, employment moves around, population and migration moves around. These are all things you must know if you're going to raise money from anyone and invest it into a property. 2, you need to get into the right room. Real estate is a team sport. If you're not around bankers, lenders, property syndicators, operators, property managers, then you're definitely in the wrong room. If you're trying to learn this over YouTube or from a book, you're not going to do very well. You have to be in the room asking the right questions from the right people. Real estate professionals congregate together and understand that this is a team sport. They do not know everything themselves, and they need guidance and assistance, and you got to come with lots and lots of questions. Network is leverage, and I did not build my portfolio alone. I always had great partners. Step 3, watch the market like a hawk. You need to track the inventory. You need to see what's being sold for how much and what isn't being sold and why. Look for stress. It's going to come with loan maturities. It's going to come with rate caps. It's going to come with property management that is not doing a good job. It's going to come with rising vacancies and flat rents and lots of concessions. Those are stress points for operators or for investors. This is when the cracks start to show, and this is when it starts to get interesting. And this is precisely when you bring your experience, your team, your wisdom to try to solve those issues for whoever owns the property today and capitalize on them for your investors that you're bringing into the deal. And 4, be ready to move. You have to have all this set up for when the cracks start to show in your local market or wherever you're checking. As I already told you, we are going to close and purchase at least $500 million in multifamily properties by the middle of 2025. When these deals come along, you don't have weeks to decide. The people that make money in this cycle are the ones that are decisive, have a team, and are the most educated. So we are in a transitional market. There's definitely fear, there is confusion, and there's definitely inaction. But for those of us who understand what is happening, this is the time to make a move. This is the moment to get into position. This is where the next wave of wealth is going to be built. It's happened before, it's happening now, and it's going to keep happening. The question is, are you going to sit back and watch it happen? Or are you going to get into the room and be part of it? So this is exactly why Tarl and I created the Limitless Expo conference, which is this year at the Gaylord Texan at the end of July. We don't have all the answers. So we decided to get 50 speakers to tell us exactly what they're seeing on all the different things that they're working on. So we could have them all in one location so we too can learn and make really good decisions moving forward. At Limitless, we break down what is happening in the market right now. You do not need to learn this stuff alone, and you definitely don't want to miss this next wealth transfer. So if you guys want to join me and Tarl and 50 other speakers at Limitless this year, which I would highly encourage, just click on the link below and I'll see you there. If you want to see exactly one of the properties that we just bought, which was trading at $142 million just 2 years ago, and we just purchased this for $92 million, click on the link below.